Never let anybody see you sweat. So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener. I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw. Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with the show.
Tyler Keaton claims she was fired after her ex-friend shared private screenshots about her boss with nearly 500,000 followers. Leanna Brandy says Miss Keaton asked for advice from her audience, and she never expected the posts would cost the plaintiff her job.
Okay, Miss Keaton, you are suing Miss Brandy for $10,000.
That's right.
For invasion of privacy and lost wages. How do you two know each other?
We've been friends since high school. This friendship has been everything to me. 10 years, I've known her and I've trusted her up until now.
And what happens now?
I had a problem with her, you know. We all have little work crushes, messages.
Do we all have little work crushes?
I believe we all do.
It happens.
It happens, right? Human nature. I, first and foremost, would never have any type of affair with my boss. I want to make that present, okay? He has a wife, he has family, would never do that.
You had a crush on your boss?
That's right. And I told my friend group.
How did you tell your friend group?
Over text.
Okay. And who was in the friend group?
Leanna and Sierra.
And who is Sierra? Another friend?
She's another friend that's not here today, Your Honor.
Okay. And you've known her how long?
Childhood friends.
Okay.
Same time.
So you put in the text what exactly?
I have it right here if you'd like to.
Yes, I would like to see it. Tell me what you say in the text. You tell them that you have a crush?
That's right. I tell them all about my new job, as you can see. I'm talking all about how it's a work crush, he's so fine.
She says, wait, isn't he the one who's married? And you say, yeah, I know, it's totally innocent though. I just think he's sweet and really talented. He's been mentoring me since I started. And I don't know, he just gets it. Who is telling you, girl, you should flirt a little and see if he flirts back, it's harmless?
That would be the lady on the left here, Leanna.
The defendant, all right. You reply, absolutely not. Imagine that headline, new employee homewrecker ruins exec's marriage. No, thank you. But for real, even his name is sexy. Julian Moreau. Like, who has that name and is not hot?
Yeah.
That's the name of your boss.
That's the name of my boss.
Former boss. I would never cross that line, but I just don't know what to do. All right. And then what else happens?
She says, oh, it's a little harmless flirting. We go into scenarios, fake scenarios that I would never do.
Can I see the rest of the text? Are there more texts?
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Do you have the text?
I do have more text, Your Honor.
Okay, let me see what it says.
I'd also like to submit this. I'm not sure if this is the same, but.
Yeah. So they're telling you to flirt, and you say, Sierra says, but like, what if you accidentally dropped your pen during a meeting? Oh my God, Leanna says, yes, make it like one of those office rom-com moments. Then you respond, you two are bad influences. Maybe I should have you ask your followers what to do, Leanna. Leanna, what do you do for a living?
I run a pretty well-known Instagram page. It's called Tea Time with Leah, where women help each other, give each other relationship advice. They'll come to me with scenarios, I'll post them, and kind of
How many followers do you have?
Over 500,000 now, but this has happened over the course of several years. I made this page to help other women kind of just, you know, put two and two together, figure things out.
Are you able to monetize it? Like, are you?
Yeah, I monetize off of it through brand deals and sponsorships, so.
All right, so maybe I should have you ask your followers what to do, Leanna. What do you tell her when she says that?
Tyler knows my page is super important to me. It is my primary source of income. Very passionate about it. It's my baby. And so when she told me to ask my followers for some advice, of course
Your response is, laughing my blank Should I actually? My friend caught feelings for her boss. What should she do? I bet my girls will go crazy in the comments. She tells you, oh my God, no, that was a joke. Please don't. You say, relax. I wouldn't use your name. I'd just say friend. You could get legit advice, though. My followers love this kind of tea.
It's always about the clout.
What did you say?
It's always about the clout for her. She can make money off of it.
Well, what's your response when she says that? I mean, maybe just don't make it obvious it's me. And then Sierra says, here we go. And you say, whatever, I'm trusting you all.
Yeah, I didn't think she would actually take screenshots from our private messages, from our friend group,
Yeah.
from 10 years.
What did you do? Like, what did you do?
Blasted online.
Why didn't you just do what you said you would do, which is my friend caught feelings for her boss. What should she do?
I did do that, Your Honor. I
You did do that, but
not.
then you took the screenshots that have her boss's name.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
My intentions were just, quick screenshot. It summarizes the situation, and now the
Yes, you were careless. That's the answer. Okay? And your carelessness cost her job.
And later,
But he came to me and presented them like this is
Like
the,
nothing.
This is the finished
Had
product.
he seen him? Had he seen that it said? Do you think he knew that it said the prior year, or did you point it out to him?
I pointed it out to him.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Tyler Keaton, who blames Leanna Brandy for invasion of privacy and lost wages.
If you're going to use someone's screenshot in a private group chat, you should tell them, is it all right if I post the screenshots? These are the ones I want to post. But on top of that, why didn't you just X out the guy's name? Then nobody could. So yeah, you could. She would probably have said, yeah, you could do it that way. Nobody would know that it was him and her.
True, but I took out her name. I didn't want anything connected
Why'd you
to
put
her.
his name? So it's going to be obvious. If you put his name, it's going to be obvious what her name is.
Right.
Because what ends up happening? HR calls you in, don't they?
Yeah, that's right.
How
I
did
have
they
the
find
email.
out?
I have no idea. Social media, I don't know. Digital footprint. I have evidence of the email, Your Honor.
I've seen that. I don't need to see that.
Okay.
They say, come on in, we need to speak to you.
That's right.
Hopefully we can resolve this in a professional manner. How did they resolve it?
They fired me
Okay,
with my
so-
boss in the meeting as well.
What did you think about that reaction?
Honestly, I didn't expect for them, really anyone to connect the dots. I thought it was kind of just,
But you put the guy's
helping
name.
her.
You didn't think anybody could connect the dots when you put the guy's name instead of Xing it out? What did it add to keep the guy's name in there, other than making it possible to figure out who your friend is?
My intentions were just, quick screenshot. It summarizes the situation, and now the
Yes, you were careless. That's the answer.
Good to
Okay? And your carelessness cost her job. All right? So why couldn't you just black out the name? The answer is, Judge, I didn't think of it, right? Because you were in a hurry.
Yeah, I was in a hurry.
If you had proofread it, would you have X'd out his name or not? You
I could have took the further steps to redact it, for sure.
I know
it
you
was
could
rushing.
have. My question is, would you have? Or in your heart of hearts, that still should an identifier. I'm trying to figure out
And
where your
no,
head is.
Honestly, I didn't think she would be identifiable.
Even though she says, new employee homewrecker ruins exec's marriage. How many new employees are there?
I don't know, Your Honor. Could
Apparently
be
there
several.
apparently there was only one new employee for Mr. Moreau.
They must have put it together fast. I mean,
Yeah, they sure did.
It's a
Yeah.
huge company. You knew that.
Huge
What do you mean
company,
you
I'm
knew
not
that? Why do you keep
expecting-
looking at her and telling her you knew that? I got a perfect way for this not to get out. First of all, don't text it in the group because 3 can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead, all right? But if you're going to post it in the group, just say no. Stick with your guns and say no. I don't want you to post that.
Yeah, I guess I
And if
can't
you
trust
are going to
her.
post, you wanted her to post it because you said, sure, just don't put my name. And you thought that would be enough. And here you are identifying who you have a crush on, and maybe you should have taken the extra step of saying, hey, and don't put my name and don't put his name.
After knowing me for 10 years, she would have took it as a joke.
Wait. You actually say, yeah, go ahead, just don't put down my name. You said that to her. How is that a
said,
joke?
Maybe.
What?
I
And that
said
she
maybe.
No, stop. Both of you stop. I'm going to read your exact
Okay.
words. Again. Oh my God, no, it was a joke. Please don't. Relax. I wouldn't use your name. I'd just say a friend. You could get legit advice, though. My followers love this kind of tea. I mean, maybe just don't make it obvious it's me. Maybe you should have taken a little more control over exactly what would make it obvious that it was you. Because you've read her blog.
I didn't think she was going to screenshot our messages, Your Honor.
Then say, don't screenshot my messages, because she screenshots messages.
I guess she does.
Yeah, she does it. So why don't you say to her, I need to see it before you post it? How's that for a plan?
I guess in that sense, I was careless.
And you literally, when you say it was a joke, you say, whatever, I'm trusting y'all. That wasn't a joke. You wanted her to post it. You're careless, she's careless. Both of you live your lives on social media, and oh my God, now there's a consequence. And she owes me $10,000 because I didn't think there'd be a consequence.
She does owe me
Or because
$10,000. I got
make a
evicted from my
post.
home.
No, why don't you not?
Verbatim.
I'm sorry. Are you sass? You're literally asking, what could I do? You could not post the guy's name, so she couldn't be identifiable. And you could be a little more professional and say, only if I get to see it beforehand. But no, I'm not going to make her pay you I'm not going to make her pay you $10,000. You lost your job because you did two things. Number one, you mentioned his name to your friends. That's many people would do that. And then your friend who you know posts screenshots, you said, yeah, just don't put my name. It never occurred to you to say to her, don't put his name. And it would never occur to her that this was going to make you lose your job. She had no intent for you to lose. Frankly, I'll be honest with you, I think the office a little overreacted. I don't think that there are many companies that would have. I'm talking.
Okay.
Did I breathe and give you the impression I was done?
No.
I don't think there's many companies that would fire you based on something like that. I don't. I mean, it's inappropriate. But if the person says, I'm not comfortable working with her, maybe the company finds another place for her. I don't know what they do. I think they kind of overreacted because it wasn't, like, her comments were kind of innocent. But I need everybody, both of you, look at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I need both of you to realize that there are real consequences to things that are in writing. But can I say your firing is 100% her fault and she now has to find $10,000 to give you? No, I can't, because I think it's kind of really everybody's fault. I think, you should have said, no, don't post it. And if she's going to post it, you should have, it's such a high caliber company, you should have screened what she was posting. And
Would
you
you
didn't.
like to see the
Verdict in this case for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
I don't know how I can ever be your friend again after you continue to post just for clout.
Honestly, I didn't expect it to get this far. I had no intentions of you losing your job.
Coming up,
We know each other quite well. He's done a great job in the past. We would love to use the same design as last year. If you could please get that to me as fast as
Why
possible.
were you using the same design as last year?
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Emily Thompson claims her T-shirt order was ruined because the defendant printed the wrong date on the shirts. Paul Davis says the plaintiff told him to reuse last year's design to meet a rush deadline.
Ms. Thompson, you are suing Mr. Davis, I guess your former printer, for $1,900 that you are out as a result of what you say was his negligent printing of some T-shirts you ordered. Let's start from the beginning. When did you first start using him as your printer?
3 years ago, Your Honor.
Okay, and what is it that you had him print?
This most recent time I had him print for our Halloween bash, the Boo Bash. And
What's the Boo Bash?
Yeah, it's our biggest fundraiser for the elementary school that my children go to. So
Okay.
these are T-shirts for the Boo Bash, for the Halloween festival that we use as merch.
You ordered how many T-shirts printed?
We ordered 100.
And when did you order it?
I ordered it 3 days before the
That's kind of cutting it close. You're in
fundraiser.
charge and you ordered it 3 days before. What happened? You forget?
I did. Being the lead organizer on this, I mean, I'm always busy.
Being the lead organizer was exactly the thing you had to do. Was
Yes.
in any event,
Yeah.
you contact him.
I do.
And how? By email?
By email.
And you tell him what? I need shirts.
Yeah, I tell him we've worked together before. This is our 3rd year together. We know each other quite well. He's done a great job in the past. We would love to use the same design as last year. If you could please get that to me as fast as
Why
possible.
were you using the same design as last year?
Well,
because it's 3 days before and we don't have time for art.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
You tell him that.
Yeah.
And did last year's T-shirts have the year on it?
They did.
And you wanted these shirts to say the current year, right?
I did.
Coming up,
And no information was given back to me saying yes or no.
Everybody, okay. But why are you asking her, do you need a proof? Like it's printing 101. Did you just not notice the year?
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Emily Thompson, who is fighting with Paul Davis over an unusable t-shirt order.
All right, so you go to pick up the shirts and what happens?
So I go to pick up the shirts and I see, it's the first thing that I see, it's in the ghost's belly. It says last year, and I look at him, and it would be one thing if he came to me and he said, let's figure out what we can do about this. But he came to me and presented to them like this is
Like nothing.
Like nothing. This is the finished product.
Had he seen him? Had he seen that it said that? Do you think he knew that it said the prior year, or did you point it out to him?
I pointed it out to him.
And what did he say?
Well, you told me to use the same design as last year, and I did, so there's nothing really wrong that I've done here. I'm so sorry that you're upset about this, and he offered me a discount going forward.
He offered you how much of a discount?
25% off.
To correct the problem?
Correct.
Okay, let me hear from you. How long have you had this t-shirt printing business?
For over a decade, Your Honor.
Do you print other things besides t-shirts?
Yes, I do.
Who does the actual printing in your place? Is it other employees or you do it?
That would be me, Your Honor.
Did you ever send her a proof to approve?
Based on the exhibits here for Exhibit A and Exhibit B, the emails I sent to her, if the bailiff would like to take that, I actually asked her if she needed a proof, and no information was given back to me saying yes or no.
Everybody, okay. But why are you asking her, do you need a proof? Like it's printing 101. Did you just not notice the year?
Your Honor, I totally understand the question. The reason for that was it was a rush job. We had 3 days to do it. When I asked her if she needed a proof, and then she never got back to me.
Yeah, but the proof is for your protection, too. Why wouldn't you just send the proof?
I understand that.
Were you able to get T-shirts printed?
Yes, I was, Your Honor, but I had
somewhere
to go,
else.
Yeah, I had to go to another printing company, and they charged more because it was such a fast job, and I was out $1,900 because that's the amount that I had to pay to another printer who could do it for me with the right year in that time frame.
Judge Milian's verdict when justice for the people returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
Let's see what the actual emails are. We'd like to order 100 T-shirts again. I need them done in 3 days. I know that's a rush, but you can use the same design from last year. Hi, Emily. Sounds good. I have the design on file, and since you're a repeat customer, I will not charge you a rush fee. I mean, his intention was good.
Yeah.
Right? Since it's the same design, I'll just put it into the system and run the shirts. If you want a proof, let me know. Mm-hmm. The total for 100 shirts is $1,500. I'll send you an invoice. And you write back, sounds good, Paul. You're the best. Not, no, I don't need a proof. Do you skip the proof a lot?
No, Your Honor.
You shouldn't have skipped the proof. I just think that you weren't paying attention. And you, by the way, if you're going to continue to print stuff, should know you don't wait until a few days before, and you always ask for a proof.
Yes.
Because then you can catch something like this.
Yeah.
But you're the businessman who's been in the business for a decade. You're the guy who knows that this is like the minimal standard is to have the correct year. So I am going to rule in her favor, but I'm not going to rule in her favor on the rush aspect of it. That's entirely on her plate. And I am ordering you to return the $1,500 verdict for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $1,500.
I'm pleased with the ruling, and it's not as much as I wanted, but I understand it. I think it was very fair.
I understand the judge.
Okay. Exit this way, please. Make sure you grab all of your belongings.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.